CDL test questions with answers for combos, doubles, and triples. Hi, this is Barry Branton, and thank you for watching my video. We've got about 50 questions, so let's get started. What is the cause of more than half the truck driver deaths in crashes? Truck rollovers. Are fully loaded rigs more likely to roll over in a crash than empty rigs? Yes, fully loaded rigs are 10 times more likely to roll over in a crash. What two things can a driver do to prevent rollovers? Keep the cargo as close to the ground as possible and go slowly around turns. When you make a quick lane change, the trailer only may overturn. What is the effect called that produces this result? The crack the whip effect. Since a sudden movement with your steering wheel can tip a trailer over, how far behind other vehicles should you follow when pulling trailers? At least 1 second for each 10 feet of your vehicle length, plus another second if going over 40 miles per hour. What are some things you can do to avoid getting surprised and having to make a sudden lane change? Look far enough down the road and allow lots of following distance. Why do large combination vehicles that are empty take longer to stop than when they are fully loaded? When lightly loaded, stiff suspension springs and strong brakes give poor traction, make it easy to lock up the wheels. Why must you be extra careful when bobtailing? Bobtails can be hard to stop smoothly and take longer to stop than a loaded tractor semi-trailer. When the wheels of a trailer lock up, what will the trailer tend to do? The trailer will tend to jackknife or swing around. Why should you check your mirrors whenever you apply the brakes hard? This is the best way to recognize if the trailer has started to skid. If your trailer has started to skid, what should you do to get traction back? Release the brakes and don't use the trailer handbrake. What is it called when the rear wheels follow a different path than the front wheels when a vehicle goes around a corner? Off-tracking. What are two reasons why doubles and triples make up more space than other? Let me repeat that. What are two reasons why doubles and triples take up more space than other commercial vehicles? They are longer and they cannot be turned or stopped suddenly. In allowing more space, what should you do before entering or crossing traffic? Make sure there are large enough gaps before entering or crossing traffic. What is the reason why there is more chance of skids with doubles and triples in bad weather, slippery conditions, and mountain driving? You have more length and more dead axles to pull. When can you use the trailer hand valve for parking a combination vehicle? You can never use the trailer hand valve for parking a combination vehicle. In normal driving, should you ever use the trailer hand valve before the brake pedal to prevent trailer skids? No, you should never use the trailer hand valve before the brake pedal to prevent trailer skids. Which valve keeps air in the tractor or truck if the trailer breaks away or develops a bad leak? The tractor protection valve. If the tractor protection valve closes, letting air out of the trailer emergency line, which brakes should come on? The trailer emergency brakes. What happens when you push in the trailer air supply control knob, and what happens when you pull it out? Push it in to supply the trailer with air. Pull it out to shut the air off and put on the trailer emergency brakes. On older vehicles, there may be a lever rather than a knob. For the tractor protection valve, what are the normal and emergency positions? The normal position is used for pulling a trailer. The emergency position is used to shut air off to the trailer. Which valves on the service line on the trailer connect the trailer air tanks to the trailer air brakes? Relay valves. What is one purpose of the emergency air line? It supplies air to the trailer air tanks. What happens to the trailer emergency brakes if there is a loss of air pressure in the emergency line? Let me just repeat that. What happens, and I said air brakes, I should have just said pressure. What happens to the trailer emergency brakes if there is a loss of pressure in the emergency line? The emergency trailer brakes will come on. When the emergency line loses pressure, what happens to the tractor protection valve? The valve will close. If the airlines on a truck are color coded, which lines are blue? The service line. To connect the glad hands, the toe seals are pressed together with the couplers at what kind of angle to each other? A 90 degrees angle. Why should you lock the glad hands together? Why should you lock the glad hands to each other when you are not towing any trailers? To keep dirt and water out of the lines. If the spring brakes do not release when you push the trailer air supply control, what should you do? Check the airline connections. Do trailers made before 1975 have spring brakes? Many do not. Before driving away, how can you always test the trailer brakes? With the hand valve or by pulling the tractor protection valve and then pulling against the brakes in a low gear. How are the air tanks on trailers and converter dollies filled? By the emergency supply line from the tractor. What tells how much pressure the relay valve should send to the trailer brakes? The pressure in the service lines. In what position should the air lines shut off valves be when you check them? They should be in the open position except at the back of the last trailer. What should you use to be safe when you park trailers that don't have spring brakes? Use wheel chocks. What happens if only the service line comes apart while you are driving? You may not notice anything until you try to put the brakes on, when the air loss from the leak will quickly lower the air tank pressure. Why must the fifth wheel plate have enough grease? To prevent steering problems. Before backing up, how should you position the tractor in relation to the trailer? Directly in front of the trailer. Before you back under a semi-trailer in coupling your tractor, at what height should the trailer be? Just below the middle of the fifth wheel. You have connected the air lines but have not yet backed under the trailer. What should you do? Supply air to the trailer system. Before you back under the trailer, you should be sure that the trailer brakes are locked. That is, applied. When a tractor and trailer are coupled, how much space should there be between the upper and lower fifth wheel? No space. After you lock the kingpin into the fifth wheel, how can you check the connection? By pulling the tractor ahead gently with the trailer brakes locked. Looking into the back of the fifth wheel, which part of the kingpin should the locking jaws close around? The shank of the kingpin. For the coupling to be complete for a fifth wheel with a locking lever, where must the safety catch for the fifth wheel locking lever be? Over the locking level. After you have coupled the tractor with a trailer, where should the landing gear be before driving away? Fully raised with the crank handle secured in its bracket. Inspect the coupling. You must make certain that there is enough clearance between which two of the following: between the tops of the tractor tires and the nose of the trailer. If you will be pulling doubles where one trailer is more heavily loaded than the other, where should the heavier loaded trailer be placed? It should always be in front of the lighter trailer. What should the trailer height be before you connect a converter dolly to a second or third trailer? It must be slightly lower than the center of the fifth wheel. Why should you never unlock the pintle hook with the dolly still under the rear trailer? The tow bar may fly up. That is, the dolly tow bar may fly up. Okay, that concludes our video. If you've liked this video, CDL test answers with questions for combos, doubles, and triples, please like this video and subscribe. This is Barry Branton. Thank you so much, and have a great day.